Thanks for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. There is no argument that Corpus Christi is running out of water, but how bad is it? Seeing is believing. This is what Lake Corpus Christi looks like now. If you go by the numbers, the lake is at 10.5% of capacity, but a picture is worth 1,000 words. Instead of splashing water, the shoreline looks like an overgrown yard full of dry vegetation. Piers and boat ramps led to a no man's land of grass and weeds. This is the end result of our years-long drought, and there's no end in sight. Now, the city is getting ready to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to create new water sources, but some city council members are not happy with how it's happening. Leah Zora dives into that issue.
Good evening. I'm Leah Zora, an investigative reporter with Chris 6 News, here with an update on the city's water crisis. Today, water levels in Corpus Christi's main reservoirs, Lake Corpus Christi and Choke Canyon, remain at historically low levels. They're sitting at just 9.5% capacity, and the city is currently under Stage 3 drought restrictions. Now, City Manager Peter Zanoni warns that if the current drought conditions continue, we could hit a level 1 water emergency before November, and that means residents and industry alike would have to cut water usage by 25%. And last night, City Council approved a $175 million brackish water desalination plant and moved forward with a $230 million Evangeline groundwater project. Now, that's worth more than $400 million, decided in just one night. Several council members raised concerns about skipping a competitive bidding process, questioning where the saltwater waste from desal would even go, and the overall cost and contracts with big water users like refineries. And Zanoni pushed back, saying that the city doesn't have time for traditional bidding and that this spending is long overdue. And meanwhile, there's an emerging legal battle over the Evangeline project. The city of Sinton and the St. Paul Water Supply have protested the groundwater permits, saying that large-scale pumping could affect their water. And a hearing that may be scheduled for March 2nd could delay the project. But city officials are meeting with Sinton to try to reach a resolution.
Leah, thank you. The city has already committed hundreds of millions of dollars to water projects, and ultimately there is concern about how much the city can afford. City Manager Peter Zanoni addressed that during yesterday's council meeting.
The federal government knows we need money, and the state knows we need money, but guess what? Nobody's writing out any checks. So if they wanted to, they would have written them out by now. It is without any doubt that federal and state assistance is needed for this city. The ratepayer can't afford all this, and our industry here supports the nation and the international community.
We reached out to Governor Greg Abbott's office to discuss our growing water crisis. The governor's press secretary sent a response. It says, in part, the state of Texas has made significant investments into ensuring the Corpus Christi area has the water resources it needs to serve citizens and industry alike. This past session, Governor Abbott was proud to sign into law the largest investment in water in Texas history, providing $20 billion to tap into new water supplies and repair existing pipes to save billions of gallons of water each year. Now, the statement goes on to say that Governor Abbott will continue to work with the legislature to ensure Texas has a reliable water supply. The state budget has already committed $30 million to pay for groundwater wells in our area and $16 million for upgrades to the Mary Roads pipeline. The Texas Water Development Board has also committed funding for the Inner Harbor desalination plant. Well, we desperately need rain, but what does the science say? Chief Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber joins us now. Now, Steph, we've got a cold front on the way. Some chance that it might bring us some rain?
A tiny chance, and it seems like here in Texas we only get extremes. We either get the very dry weather or we get extreme weather like what we saw on Saturday. I'm hoping this could be a little bit of a happy medium, but we do need to catch up on a lot of rain. Today's clouds outside maybe helping us think that we would see some rain. The view from our First Community Bank camera has been a little bit shaky out there, but no rain coming from any of that. The view from Snoopy's Pier showing that we've also had some of that cloudiness out there. It's filtered sunshine hasn't stopped us from seeing the warmer temperatures, but I do want to point out, going back to the First Community Bank camera here, notice the shaky. Yes, that wind out there is from the south-southeast. It's helping to keep the clouds and the humidity from inland areas to the coast in the forecast. I'll tell you how it could help bring some rain to your neighborhood ahead.
Would shipping in tanks full of fresh water be a simple fix to our city's water shortage? Well, it sounds appealing, but it might be more of a hassle than it's worth. Investigative reporter Leah Zora spoke to a maritime logistics expert to find out why.
It sounds logical, but economically, it does not make sense. Because if it was making sense, around the world, we'll have an active water transportation maritime shipping system. We don't have it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Leah Zora, an investigative reporter here with Chris 6 News, back to answer another one of your water questions. So viewer Ali asked, how much would it help to bring in tanker ships full of water for industry to use and have them pay for it? Considering that the world's largest tankers have the capacity to carry over 3 million barrels of liquid, while tanker trucks by comparison can only hold about 1,000 to 11,000 gallons, bringing in ships full of water here sounds like a good idea, but it's complicated. So I reached out to a maritime logistics expert to explain why.
First of all, you're going to need a cargo ship which has clean storage tank. If you use a regular tanker, all of this will need to be clean, which is doable. Then you need a separate pumping system for that. You need to install the pipes and pump the water out of the ship in pretty large quantities, and it will require separate pipeline systems. And actually in Corpus Christi, the facilities are designed for exports. That is, you pump oil or you pump liquid or natural gas out. Now it's going to be the other way around. You need to pump stuff in, and you need to bring into some kind of a reservoir or the public utility system, and that water would technically need to be filtered.
And the cost for this sort of water tanker operation would be passed on to whoever's buying the water.
So the cost of building infrastructure to bring this in, to connect it, could be relatively high. There are places they do that to bring fresh water to some buildings. I've seen that in the Middle East sometime. But for a city, it would not make any sense unless you're willing to pay an excessively high price. You want to subsidize it, but you're going to say that the numbers do not make any sense. The cost of transportation will be 4, 5, 10 times higher than the price of the water. We transport oil because the value of the cargo is way more significant with water, but it's a commodity that has very little value, commercially speaking. It sounds logical, but economically, it does not make sense. Because if it was making sense, around the world, we'll have an active water transportation maritime shipping system. We don't have it.
So while industries could theoretically pay a premium to ship in water, experts generally see it as a short-term solution at best, not a sustainable way to meet the region's growing needs, which helps to explain why this area's long-term strategy has focused on expanding the local water supply through things like desalination, recycled wastewater, and groundwater wells.
Leah, thank you. If you have a water question you want us to look into, post it on Leah's story on our Facebook page, and we may feature it in our upcoming Water Wednesday report.